Hey friends, it's Kip Icon. Welcome back to Kip Plays Kentucky Route Zero. We're on to Echo River Central Exchange. Alright, I already love the look of this. This looks very frightening. I've always been afraid of what lurks beneath the surface of the water, and it is dark out here. Thanks again for your help. This is about as far as the tugboat can go. You know, noise and lights disturb the bats. I usually send Will, but I thought you'd like the chance to meet Dashiell. He's the guy who worked at the TV station, WEVP. So you'll pass through the Bat Sanctuary, which is really nice, by the way. Be sure to check out all the plaques and stuff for, cool bat facts. Plenty of time. Anyway, the Echo River Central Exchange, or excuse me, Consolidated Auxiliary Switch number 30, they changed the name when the power company took over. Anyway, it's just on the other side of the Bat Sanctuary. This package is going to Poppy. She's an operator. The operator. We'll meet you on the other side at Salmon Ida's for our scheduled early breakfast stop. Just follow the river, can't miss it. Salmon Ida's, that is one of the names that I wrote down to pay attention to look out for during Here and There Along the Echo. Oh, I almost forgot. You may or may not be interested. There's this kind of weird memorial sculpture on your way in just before the Bat Sanctuary. I always recommend people at least stop and take a look at it. It's really sort of, I don't know how to say it. You should check it out. Okay, bye. Bye, friend. Oh. We can turn the lights completely off, eh? I'm like, how do I control this boat? Do the arrow keys do anything? Oh yeah, the arrow keys do something. Oh no, we're swerving around this. Is this the memorial that she was talking about? What is this memorializing, I wonder? Sign. We claim these helmets in the names of the folks who were then, and we place them here in their memory, but also as a spit in the greedy green eye of that power company who bought up our old mine and traded our brothers' and sisters' safety for a little more yield, but only yielded 28 good men and women dead when the walls collapsed and the tunnels filled with water. That's what we learned about in Act 1. Their lungs were black, but now they're washed clean and full of water too, and swept through hidden tunnels into some awful cave we will never find, and so we guess the water buried them for us, so let this here be the marker for their grave. And if any son of a bitch from that power company wants to take back these helmets as company property, just you try it and see what will happen. Hey, Elkhorn. That's the mine we met in. Where your folks worked. Looks like it's been here a while. I sure as hell wouldn't mess with it. You think whoever wrote it is still that angry? Sure, angry. Mainly just hurt. Yeah. Everybody's got their own way, I guess. This probably stirs up... I mean, how do you... Oh, I like this. She says, the other miners made this, but it should have been the power company. It's their fault. Yeah, I like that. I kind of want to choose, it's fine, I'm glad this is here. People should remember this happened, but no, this is it. The other miners made this, but it should have been the power company. It's their fault. Yeah, I see what you mean there. Memorial should be a kind of apology. Sorry we didn't do better by you. Gosh, Conway is just a chatty Cathy now that he's had some liquor in him. Oh, dang, that is dark. That is like just about as dark as it's been this whole game. Oh, look. People from the power company. Do we need to hide from them, or... Hello? Oh, I guess you guys know each other now. Guess you're besties with all the Consolidated Power Company guys. Or not the power company, the distillery guys. What? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Just sometimes I forget I don't even really know you that well. Yeah, that he's abandoned his principles that quickly and is just waving at the distillery men. Yeah, well, that makes two of us. You know, those guys from the distillery are just making the best of a bad situation, just like the rest of us. Hey, one of them said to me earlier they could even help me take care of the medical bills for my leg, you know? Get it all together on a plan. Consolidated. Ooh. That does sound like a really bad idea. Hey, if we can find her, maybe Weaver could get you out of this thing with the distiller. Oh, that's right. She has some experience with them. Oh, sure. Could be. Yeah, what was it that... Yeah, Weaver's the one who gave them the formula, right? Anyway, I have a feeling it'll all work out. Even this delivery? Yeah, we're almost there, right? Hell, at this point, I bet we could just take off the parking brake and that truck would roll into 5 Dogwood Drive by itself. Listen, that old truck I've been driving belonged to my boss, Ira, Lizette's husband. To be honest, Ira didn't like me very much, but somehow Liz got into her mind that he would have wanted me to have that truck someday. Maybe to make up for all the yelling he did, or maybe so his ghost could hold it over me. Just one more thing to feel like I owed him for. Anyway, they got their own trucks at the distillery, and now that the antique shop is closing up, I've got no use for that old truck. I was thinking you could take it. That's very generous, but I don't need a truck. You could drive it around while you figure out what's next. Hell, you could sleep in it if you need to. It's big enough. Well, just think about it anyway. You'd be doing me a favor, you know, one less thing to deal with. Sign. Visitors to the Echo River slow-striped bat artificial hibernaculum and sanctuary are asked to take extra precautions in order to prevent the introduction of foreign fungal contaminants and the spread of white nose syndrome. Please do not visit the sanctuary during the same day in which you visited any cave known or suspected to host bats infected with white nose syndrome. Please do not leave your vehicle. If you must leave your vehicle, please remove shoes, clothes, jewelry, headwear, and eyeglasses to ensure you do not bring any foreign spores ashore with you. Please do not touch any bats or structures. The slow-striped bat is confused by light. If you're using a lantern or other artificial light source, be aware that it may attract and confuse bats. If you're approached by bats, do not panic. Relax. Stop your vehicle, switch off your light. Never touch a bat. Alright, we're gonna never touch a bat. How about that? Are these bat houses? This is beautiful. I love the minimalism of these shapes. How do I know when the bats are coming, though? Oh, God. I think I hear bats. Are we going to be able to maneuver through these trees with the light off? Oh, no, I see. We stop whenever we turn the light off. Oh, there's a bat. Bat fact. Ever talk with your mouth full? Bats do it all the time. Bats talk in extremely high frequency clicks, too high for humans to hear. Then they use their powerful ears to scan for the echoes of these ultrasonic clicks. By comparing very subtle differences in the time these echoes take to come back, differences of just millionths of a second, bats are able to picture their environment with enough accuracy to catch a flying insect. Once a bat has caught an insect in its mouth, it's still... Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Once a bat has caught an insect in its mouth, it's still flying, and so it still needs to avoid running into anything. So bats keep clicking away even while they munch on a tasty bug snack. Maybe poor table manners, but it's crucial for surviving in the dark. I wonder how the other bats know whether one of them is really talking or just chasing a bug. Ooh. Sometimes it's hard to know with people, too. Oh, yeah, like, how about this weather? I guess there are layers to it, right? Sometimes you just need to get the other person talking, so you can check their body language or hear what their voice sounds like. Find out if they're friendly or angry or drunk. Is it really a laughing matter, Conway? I'm like, maybe we should just alternate between having the lamp on and turning the lamp off. Oh, they're the distillery guys again. They're kind of creeping on us or something. Oh, there's an umbrella over there. Well, first of all, let's turn this light off, because the bats are kind of swarming and I don't want to get them confused. Oh, wait, what? Damn, it's really dark down here. Are you still there? Shannon touches Conway's shoulder. Oh, there you are. I hope that's you. I was just thinking about my ma. I guess because we were talking about your folks a minute ago. To be honest with you, I don't think about her that often. Your cousin brought her up earlier and she's just been on my mind. It's good your folks have a memorial. A lot of people. Nobody remembers them when they're gone. Huh? I love you mean like your ma, but you mean like you? Wow. Yeah, I'm doing it. You mean like you? Yeah, I guess so. I'm not the kind of guy you build a memorial for. I love Homer's hat. Just saw that. Reminded me of it. Bat fact. The slow-striped bat's natural diet mostly consists of moths and other small insects that breed along the river. Here at the artificial hibernaculum and sanctuary, we use a combination of chemical snares and ultrasonic wards to repel all potentially contaminant-bearing insects and replace them with their own locally bred and spawned hypoallergenic antiseptic pseudomoths, which we call the little gray nothing moth. You may be thinking that the other moths and insects the slow-striped bat would have been eating are very much relieved that their natural predator has found another food source. Not so! We've installed netting and highly effective moth traps along the river where the slow-striped bat normally hunts to balance their escape from the food chain. But eating moths isn't the only systemic contribution these bats make. They also produce a potent fertilizer in the form of guano that helps plant life thrive along the Echo River, the shore of Lake Lethe. In order to minimize the sanctuary's impact on subterranean agriculture, we collect the precious... Ooh, look, these trees are painted. That's beautiful. We collect the precious guano here at the hibernaculum and manually distribute throughout the caves. It's a full-time job. Sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, it is all fake except for the bats, but I wonder how the bats would feel about their guano being taken like that. Maybe it's better that they don't know. Like bat plumbing, I mean, I never think about where it goes, do you? Well, I mean, I don't think about its final destination, but at the same time, I know that, in general, where it's gonna end up. Kind of bothers me, like they're tricking the bats. No, it's fine. Maybe? Right, it is reassuring to know someone's taking care of everything for these little bats. Yeah, who's gonna build the people hibernaculum? Maybe we'll build it ourselves. Maybe we already did. Oh, truth bombs! Dang! Like the folks in the mine, you said that they used to buy stuff. Fans, canaries, all those little trinkets to make it bearable. There's still a lot of stuff down there. It feels cluttered, but human. Or how about the Museum of Dwellings? I just mean, all people need is enough to pretend we're home and we can make it anywhere. Haha! Yes, Shannon, calling it like it is. You get kind of philosophical when you're drinking. Did anyone ever tell you that? Yeah, I guess I do. No, this is nothing. I used to have this drinking buddy who would get loaded and tell the weirdest damn riddles, like, which is more musical, a truck passing by a factory or a truck passing by a music school? Count your blessings. Which is more musical, a truck passing by a factory or a truck passing by a music school? I don't get it. I wonder if that's the umbrella. Was there an umbrella, or was it just the floating paper boats that we saw in the parking lot of the Museum of Dwellings? I see you back there, distillery men. They're like circling us or something. Oh, that's right. We gotta turn the light off from time to time. We might get some new dialogue here too, because I let it sit a little while. Yeah, there we go. Better hang on a minute. Feels like there's one kind of hovering right over me. They don't really hover though, do they? I mean, how could they? I guess a hummingbird will hover by beating its wings really fast. Maybe they can do that too? I used to watch hummingbirds in the afternoon at the kitchen window. Lizette's kid Charlie, he loved them. You know, he studied aviation. He set up a bunch of hummingbird feeders that last summer he was home. Big sugar water buffet, but those dumb birds didn't find it until he was gone. Anyway, me and Liz, sometime we try to set one of them up close. You get up to the window and then you have to stand totally still for a while, like one of those wax sculptures. Don't even move your eyes. Like this. Oh, you can't see me. I was doing the watching hummingbirds close-up face. Feels like we're talking on the phone or something. Hey, who were you talking to earlier? When we met, in the mine. You were on the phone with someone. I forgot about that. See, I thought it was a landlord, but I don't know, let's get personal here and say my ex. My ex? Ooh, we get to choose Alejandra or Mark. Let's go with Alejandra. It's a beautiful name. Alejandra. She has kids now, so we don't talk as much. I was just venting on the phone about my landlord situation. She was very patient, but I could tell she had no idea what I was talking about. It gets harder and harder to reconnect. Yeah, I know that's true. It is very unsettling in this cave. Yeah, especially with the guys from the distillery following us. One of these times I'm going to turn the light off and have a dialogue sequence and then turn the lights back on and something spoopy is going to be there. Well, I don't know. It would be cool. White nose syndrome is still largely a mystery. We suspect that the white fungal growth which appears on bats' faces and wings irritates and confuses them, causing them to awaken early from hibernation and venture outside, depleting stored energy they need to survive through winter. But biologists are nowhere near curing the disease. It spreads quickly and it is highly fatal. In this way, white nose syndrome has drawn some comparisons to colony collapse disorder, as suffered by bees. White nose syndrome and colony collapse disorder are sudden, violent, and mysterious. Will honeybees and the slow-striped bat be two more lost species wiped out in a geological blink and forgotten to natural history? It's possible that a cure won't be identified in time, so the sanctity of this artificial hibernaculum is our best hope of preserving them. As you leave the Echo River slow-striped bat hibernaculum and sanctuary, please make sure your vehicle and clothing are free of hitchhikers. Well, I don't know. Are they hitchhikers? Are they following us? What's going on with them exactly? Is this too many bats to have the light on? I'll turn the light out. No special talking? Wait. Okay, it is just his leg and his arm still glowing. For a minute I thought there was another one in the boat with them or something. Actually, this is a great place to pause it for myself real fast. I will be right back, Franz. Alright, sorry, Franz. Ooh, these are telephone poles, right? And this looks like the same brick architecture that we've seen Central Exchange, and it's like halfway underwater. Looks like the same type of bricks that we saw at the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. What the heck? Who is that kid over there? What is this? Is that like a bar or something? What's happening? Flora. Flora, that's a girl from the Bureau of Reclaimed... Or no, the Museum of Dwellings. Oh, hi, I remember you. What are you doing down here? I'm just exploring. I like dark underground places. I'm a romantic. Really? What does that mean to you? It means I like poems and rivers and mysteries. Oh, I guess I'm romantic too then. Okay, bye. Careful up there. Can't drive your new truck if you slip and break your legs. Yikes. You two, try not to make any more bad deals while I'm gone. I'll just be floating along down here. I mean, keep your eyes open and, don't look back. Wait. Okay, but bye? Where are you going exactly? Ooh, look at that beautiful green tile. Oh my gosh. That's Dashiell. That's who we're supposed to meet. Softly. Could be bypassed with another capacitor at 100 nanofarads to reduce noise. If your circuit's too noisy, you should tie those floating pins to ground. Huh, that's a pretty good idea. They're probably picking up all kinds of radio interference. Dashiell Morse, pleased to meet you. Like Morse code? We don't install this type of phone for customers anymore, but there are quite a few of them still in circulation. Anyway, the new system doesn't source enough current to ring these old bells, so I'm trying to come up with a workaround. Maybe a little box the customer could attach right before the wall jack. I'm a bit of a circuit geek myself. I bet. I mean, you seem very comfortable with electronics. Is this your first time down here? Yeah, I can tell your eyes can't quite adjust to the light. It takes some practice. Believe it or not, I've been coming here since I was a kid for one reason or the next. Back then, this place was a train station. It's true. They had bats then, too, but they were considered a nuisance. What did you come here for as a kid? I usually came here with my grandmother. We took the train out to the town she lived in, or in the other direction back to my parents' home. In my memories, it was always cold. Winter, I guess. Sometimes now I walk along the tunnel, run my hand along these wet stone walls, and close my eyes, ringing footsteps in the drip, drip, drip of the grimy stalactites. Well, the river shifted and this place slowly filled with water, carrying the trains away with the current. It does that, the river, and I don't begrudge it. It's a good reminder that everything we have is borrowed, even trains. Eventually, someone at the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces heard this place was still empty, so they moved the phone company in here. I returned here as a young lineman, a skill I picked up in wartime, running telephone wires behind enemy lines. We used trees instead of poles. I miss that, actually. They were easier to climb. It's just as well. I'm in no shape to be climbing anything these days. The closest I get is patching up the wiring in the crystal room for the WEVP folks. Will we finally get an explanation about the WEVP? WEVP? Whoa. Did you ever know a girl named Weaver? Sure, Weaver Marquez. That's funny. I was just thinking about her. Yeah, I met her a couple times at the TV station. I suppose I don't know her too well. She handled the archives and I was helping with wiring and stuff. She really seemed to know her way around all that gear though. She had a head for signals, I think. No idea where she ended up? I would guess she's probably not too popular around the station anymore, but I always liked her. Listen, miss, if you're interested in WEVP, you should go talk to them directly. They're always looking for volunteers. Take the ferry over to the silo. There's a mail stop there. They don't have a sign or anything. Just ask around. I guess I'll get back to this damn old ringer. Poppy's just a little further down if you're dropping off that package. Nice chatting with you. Oh, Poppy, that's who we're supposed to find. I want to see this tile here. It's beautiful. Dang, look at that. And the way that the light interacts with it, it just gleams and glows. These light fixtures are cool. Abel and Eloise, the lovers' couriers. Bred for racing, Abel and Eloise spent most of their lives as carrier pigeons in the employ of the Echo River Avian Post. They retired here after Abel was disfigured in an accident with a light aircraft. But old habits were hard to die. Abel and Eloise would pick up scraps of paper from the ground, the trash, even pull them out of pockets, and deliver them to other people nearby to delight or embarrassment. Word spread, and travelers passing through this tunnel began to come prepared with love letters, poems, and other written desires to pass along indirectly through these pigeons. After a hard day's work, Abel and Eloise would always be found nestled closely together in a disguised newspaper stand set aside for their habitation, and that's where we left them. That's cute. Wait, what's going on? Where are you going? Okay, I just want to keep an eye on you, old man. You know you're not doing so hot right now. Which is to say, you probably feel like you're doing real hot. Poppy, huh? Just set it right over there by the lamp, sweetie, thanks. Actually, just a minute. Who does that parcel claim to be from? That's weird. There's no label on it. Well, if we're lucky, it's chocolates from a secret admirer, not a snake from an assassin. So who are you? Do you work for the post office or the tugboat? I only ask because I haven't seen you before. Is that you I heard chatting down the hall? Yeah, I just met Dashiell. He's been working on that obsolete ringer, hasn't he? Poor Dashiell. You know, he's not really... He was let go a while back. A long while back, actually. When they started restructuring, he was one of the first to go, but he talked them into letting him come every day and fiddle with some interminable project. He says it's to keep a long gap from growing his resume, but I think he just has nothing better to do. One of those old men who needs to work, you know, doesn't know how to be any other way. Well, there are no real jobs here, but there are fake jobs, I guess. It wasn't always like this. When I came to work at the Echo River Central Exchange, there were 12 of us. Loretta, Edna, Meg, Kara, Marie, Lois, Liz, Hester, Angie, Wilma, Connie. I was number 12. Connie and I were hired on the same day, but she showed up early. Marie finished college and Hester was fired for snapping at a rude caller, but he had it coming and I hear she did just fine on her own. So they hired Beryl, Jana, and Sachiko, which brought us up to 13, and that was as many operators as we ever had here at one time. The power company came along, buying up all the lines, and one day they took the exchange as a throw-in, like it was nothing, and they started phasing us out. Edna, Meg, Kara, and Lois left one Friday evening and were asked not to come back on Monday morning. Beryl saw the writing on the wall and quickly found employment at a private PBX. They had Jana and Liz stop routing calls and write up some kind of best practices document instead. It was their final task as exchange employees. Some of the girls were reassigned to other divisions. Connie, I think, was checking residential meters. Sachiko and Wilma were moved into energy sales, cold calling businesses to see if they needed to upgrade their electricity plan. At least they were still on the phone. Then it was just Loretta, Angie, and me. We were swamped. The hours were hell and hard on the throat. The voice with a smile became a croak. I was gargling warm salt water in the break room, sipping from a thermos full of hot honey broth stashed under my chair. Oh, I brought a lot of extended technique to the switchboard in those days. I gotta be honest, I can relate. I do a lot of talking on the channel. Oh. Wait, what's happening with the boat? I have no control over the lamp here. Where are you going, old man? What is... Is that a dog over there to the right? What is that in silhouette? It looks like a dog. Is that Homer? Sounded pretty good to me. He's got the voltage too high. He'll burn out the relay. So, where was I? It was just Loretta, Angie, and you. They were the smart ones. It's how they held on so long. They went into voice work, recording channel phrases for IVR systems and robocall polling. I could never do that. So after a few months, it was just me. A new automation strategy was announced, and this place was rechristened Consolidated Auxiliary Switch Number 30. If it's automated, what do you do here? It's not fully automated. There are still gaps in functionality that need a human touch. And you know, it really is all about touch here. Sound is a vibration, a touch you feel in your ear. So my voice is my touch. When we're talking, we're touching, even on the phone. That's an electric touch, an intimate little shock that makes your tiny hairs tremble. But that's not even what I mean when I say it's all about touch here. When the power company first tried automating this old exchange with fancy new transistor arrays, the switchboard caught fire. It was just too much, too fast. So, they tried using some clunky old mechanical relays, but then the calls were getting mismatched and out of sync. It was a nightmare. Their technicians determined that the phone system down here had been designed ad hoc over decades around the specific tempo of its human operators. So, short of replacing the whole thing, not to mention all the wiring, they'd have to work out the exact timing of every little human gesture that goes into routing a phone call. And that, officially, is my role here. I run the switchboard for the whole exchange. Once the work of 12, I'd like to remind you. They have some kind of machine somewhere that tracks how long it takes to do each little thing. The caller never hears my voice now. They dial, a little indicator light switches on, and I make the connection. Do you miss talking to callers? You know, there's something that bothers me about the process besides the fact that I'm training my replacement who isn't even human. Here's what I mean. How long do you think it should take to time my every move and recreate that timing in an automated switchboard? Rough estimate. How long do you think it should take to time my every move and recreate that timing in an automated switchboard? At least a month. That's what I said. But this has been going on for over a year, and a very dark thought has started to nag at me. What if there is no cheap machine that's going to replace me? What if it's cheaper just to keep me here, filling in for the rhythm of the operators? What if I'm the cheap machine? Why don't you just quit? In this economy? No, you're probably right, working in silence for peanut shells, waiting to be replaced by a robot. It doesn't sound very dignified, does it? The reality is that I've been working here for my whole adult life. I came here as a girl and I'll leave here as a middle-aged woman. I don't know if I'm ready to be her yet. Oh. Wow, this is bleak. I sound like Dashiell. Oh, the parcel. Right over there by the lamp is fine. Thanks for dropping that off. Take care. Think of me when you dial 0. What is that sound? Oh no. Wait, that was Homer over there. What the heck? What the heck? Are you trying to tell me that Conway now is fully one of the distillery men in physical appearance as well? Oh my gosh. Well, I was not expecting that, that's for sure. Holy guacamole. This just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And in the next episode, we're going to keep on keeping on. Thanks for watching. I have been, and I forgot. We have to do this part. Sorry, I thought the scene was about to end. She returned to the dinghy, alone. She had a strong and sudden urge to shut the motor off and let the current take her, but she couldn't work out where that impulse came from, so she did her best to resist it. Ooh, a painter of shipwrecks is thematically appropriate. She met a painter of shipwrecks. He never worked from photographs, so his paintings could be divided into two categories. There are the ones he painted from life, and the Echo River was a very good source for these because its currents were so unpredictable and the tunnels so dark. He rendered these in oil paint by lamplight, working for hours cross-legged on the porch of his houseboat/studio. Then there were the ones he painted from memory, mostly the memory of a single wreck he encountered as a much younger man, picking up litter where the coastal highway cleaves to the rocky beaches of Northern California. These were done in watercolor. He preferred to work on them in the morning, in a room he rented near the airport in Louisville. He had some postcard-sized sketches in charcoal, too, of the Iron Pariah. It wasn't a wreck exactly, but it felt right. He turned to scribble one down every time he encountered it, though it was so unpredictable, and he was so focused on details he usually just ended up with a handful of inscrutable marks. Oh, we get to do multiple of these. She met a guitar player pedaling a floating bicycle with his dog in tow. He said they took turns. The water was cold and the floating bicycle, while technically marvelous, wasn't quite buoyant enough for the both of them. Swimming is hard work. The hardest work that dog had ever done, he expected. They've been traveling this way for most of the night, struggling through the icy water, stopping to recover when they could find a rock large enough to start a small campfire. He had his belongings stuffed into a weathered guitar case at the end of a thin rope. It floated pretty well, so we only had to keep an eye on it and occasionally free it from a rock or some driftwood it was caught on. She invited him to ride a ways on the dinghy. He appreciated the offer, but they weren't in a hurry. She met a flower salesman on a raft. They floated alongside in buoyant pots, bobbing untethered. He corralled them with a long pole and a stream of small adjustments. She leaned out over the water to get a closer look. He just started work for the day, so his stock was full. He pushed a few bouquets her way. First was a rustic bundle of mums. He suggested it would make an appropriate apology bouquet. Next, a simple mixture of snapdragons made to look wild. She thought it looked eager, and he agreed. Finally, a rustic mass of blue-petaled flowers of many different types. He said it was for a particular kind of person. If it didn't remind her of anyone in specific, she'd better move on. He drifted away with the current, pushing his flowers along with the raft. She gave in, shut off the motor, and floated for a while. Then she knew what she'd been craving. A moment of silence. Alright. Now, thanks for watching, friends. In the next episode, I think we're going to Sam and Ida's. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, friends. I have been, and I will continue to be Kip Icon as long as you guys continue to follow your drams. Bye.